Chapter 29. The Spider, Al-Ankabut. O Muslims, do not debate with the people of the book, except with the best way of propagation. However, there is no need to be cordial and polite with those of them who act unjustly towards you, since they might mistake your politeness as a sign of weakness. Then Allah gives an example of how to start the dialogue by talking about the common belief of all revealed religions, and say we believe in that divine message which has been revealed to us and revealed to you, and that our God and your God is one, and to Him do we submit. This is the basis on which we have revealed the book to you, O Muhammad, and so the people of the book are already conditioned to believe in it. And from among them, there actually are those who believe in it, and none deny our verses except the unbelievers. O Muhammad, you have lived among the people of Mecca for a long time, and they know that no one has taught you, and that you did not read before the Quran any revealed book, nor did you write one with your right hand. Had it been otherwise, the skeptics would doubt the authenticity of the revelation and accuse you of forging from previous books. Nay, these are clear verses in the hearts of those who have been blessed with knowledge, and none deny our verses except the unfair ones who reject the divine message. Those who did not accept the Prophet Muhammad said, "Why are not signs other than the Quran being sent down upon him from his Lord? Maybe then we will believe in him." O Muhammad, say, "The signs are with Allah only and at His sole discretion. It is not for me or you to demand for a sign. And as for me, I am just a plain warner to you of Allah's message. Is it not sufficient for them that we have revealed to you the book which is being recited to them? Surely in this book is the mercy and the reminder for the people who believe." O Muhammad, say to them, "Allah is a sufficient witness between me and you on this dispute, for He knows what is in the heavens and the earth. As for those who believe in falsehood and disbelieve in Allah, these are the real losers. They ask you to hasten the chastisement that you have threatened for the unbelievers. They do not realize that, had it not been for the divine determined term of life, the chastisement would certainly have come upon them, and that chastisement will surely come to them suddenly, while they will not even realize it." What? They ask you to hasten the chastisement? Verily, the hellfire will encompass the unbelievers on the day when the chastisement shall engulf them from above them and from beneath their feet. At that moment Allah shall say, "Taste what you were doing in the world." O my servants who believe, do not be disheartened by the oppression of the unbelievers. Verily, my earth is vast, so that you may migrate to other lands. In all cases, only me should you worship. Eventually, every soul must taste of death, and then to us you shall be returned. After returning to me, those who believe and do good deeds, we will settle them permanently in the garden, in dwellings beneath which rivers flow. This is the good reward of the good doers, who exercised patience in the face of calamities, and upholding their religion, and put their trust in their Lord. If you are forced to migrate for the sake of your religion, then do not worry regarding your sustenance. There are many living creatures who do not carry and store their own sustenance. Allah sustains them as well as you, and He is the hearing, the knowing, and answers their prayers. O Muhammad, if you ask them, the idolic worshippers, who created the heavens and the earth, and who made the sun and the moon subservient, they will surely say, Allah. Whence are they turned away? By creating the heavens and the earth, and alternating the sun and the moon, Allah has created an environment that can produce sustenance for living creatures on the earth. Allah abundantly provides the subsistence for whom He pleases from His servants and restricts them. Surely Allah is well aware of all things. And if you ask them, the idol worshippers, who sends down the water from the clouds and thereby revives the earth with it after its death, they will surely say, Allah. So, O Muhammad, say, all praise is due to Allah for clarifying the truth, so that the unbelievers do not have any justification for worshipping idols. But unfortunately, most of them do not understand. This worldly life is nothing but a play and a diversion from reality, whereas the last and eternal abode is the real life, only if they had known. The unbelievers acknowledge my existence when they come face to face with a life-threatening situation. When they board the ships and travel in the sea, and then they are faced with drowning, they earnestly pray to Allah for help and express their sincere devotion to Him. But when He brings them safely to the land, lo, they associate others in their worship. And they become ungrateful for what we have given them. Let them enjoy what I have given them, for soon they shall know the outcome of their ungratefulness. Do not they see that? We have made Mecca a secure sanctuary, while men are abducted from areas around them. Would they still believe in the falsehood and be ungrateful to the blessings of Allah? Who can be more unjust than a person who forges a lie against Allah by ascribing partners for Him, or rejects the truth, i.e. the Quran, when it comes to Him? Will not the eventual abode of the unbelievers be in hell? As far as those who strive hard for us, we will most surely guide them towards our ways, and Allah is most surely with those who the good doers. Chapter 30. The Romans. Ar-Rum. Aleph Lam Mim. The Byzantines were defeated by the Persians in a land close by Arabia, and they, after being vanquished, shall overcome the Persians within a few, i.e., 3 to 9 years. The eventual command of all affairs, in the past as well, in the future, belongs to Allah, and therefore His prediction will come true, and on that day of victory, the believers shall rejoice. For the help of Allah, for the Byzantines, He helps whomsoever He pleases, and He is the mighty, the merciful. This is Allah's promise, and Allah will not betray His promise, but most people do not know. And even if they know anything, they only know the outward aspects of this worldly life, and they are completely unaware of the hereafter. Do not they reflect within themselves and see the signs of Allah? Do they not reflect around themselves in the world and space? Do not they understand that Allah has not created the heavens and the earth, and whatever is between the two, except with a true purpose and an appointed term, after which they will be returned to Him? Surely most of the people deny the meeting with their Lord. Have they not traveled around the world so that they may see how the eventual outcome of the nations that were before them was? They were more powerful than them. They tilled and built the earth more than what these people had built. And in their case also, their messengers came to them with clear signs of Allah's message. But they did not heed the message and were eventually punished, and it is not for Allah to deal with them unjustly. They actually were unjust to themselves by transgressing Allah's laws. So remember that the eventual outcome of those who committed the transgression was evil chastisement, because they rejected the verses of Allah and used to ridicule them. Allah originates the creation of human beings, and He shall resurrect them after their death, and to Him they shall be returned. And the day when the hour of resurrection shall come, the guilty shall be in the state of utter hopelessness, and they shall have no one as intercessors from among their gods that they had associated with Allah, and they shall be deniers of their gods. And the day when the hour of resurrection shall come, at that time the people shall be distinguished from one another. As for those who believed and did good deeds, they shall be in a garden, showered with its happiness and delight. As for those who disbelieved, rejected our verses, and the meeting of the hereafter, they shall be admitted into the chastisement. So say, Subhanallah, glory be to Allah, when you enter into the time of the evening, and when you enter upon the time of the morning. And likewise say, Alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah, in the heavens as well as in the earth, at those times, as well as at nightfall, and when you enter the time of midday. He brings forth the living from the dead, and brings forth the dead from the living, and He gives life to the earth after its death, and this is how you shall be brought forth on the day of resurrection. 1. From His signs of glory and power is that He created you from the original elements of dust that has no life. Then lo, you eventually emerged as living human beings, who spread out in the world in search of shelter and livelihood. 2. And also from his signs is that he created for you spouses from yourselves, so that you may find tranquility in them, and he placed between you love and compassion. Verily in this are signs for the people who reflect on human psychology. 3. And also from his signs is the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the diversity of your languages and colors. Verily in this are signs for those who are learned in science and language. 4. And also from his signs is your sleeping at night and day, and your seeking of his grace. Verily in this are signs for the people who hear the hustle and bustle of life. 5. And also from his signs is that he shows you the lightning, which creates in you the state of fear, and then he creates in you the state of hope, when he sends down water from the clouds, so that he may thereby revive the earth after its death. Verily in this are signs for the people who understand that nothing happens by chance. It is by the design of the Almighty. 6. And also from his signs is that the heavens and the earth exist by his command. Then, when he shall call you with a call on the day of resurrection from out of the earth, i.e., graves, lo, you will come forth by his command. To him belongs whosoever is in the heavens and the earth. All are obedient to him. He is the one who originates the creation, and then he reproduces it, and this resurrection process is easy for him. His are the most exalted attributes in the heavens and the earth, and he is the mighty, the wise. He sets forth for you a parable from yourselves. Among your slaves, do you have partners regarding the wealth that we have given you, in a sense that you and they are equals, and so you fear them as you fear each other? It is not so, even though these slaves work for you. So why do you think the angels, jinn, and humans who work for me are my partners? Thus do we elaborate the verses for the people who understand. But alas, those who are unjust by worshipping the idols follow their own whims without any knowledge. So who can guide an unjust person whom Allah has abandoned in error? And they shall have no helpers in the hereafter. So, O Muhammad, set yourself upright truly for the religion of Islam, the divine nature on which Allah created the people. There shall be no change in the creation of Allah. That is the upright religion, but most of the people do not know. And, O Muslims, set yourselves upright truly for the religion of Allah, turning to Him in repentance, fear displeasing Him, and establish the prayer an example of the most important obligation, and do not be, from among the idol worshippers, an example of the worst sin. Those who divided their religion and became groups, with each group rejoicing in what they had. As mentioned earlier, they divided their religion and became groups because their religion was based on personal whims and not on understanding. When harm touches the people, they call upon their Lord, turning to Him in repentance. Then when He makes them taste from His mercy, lo, a group of them associate others in worshiping their Lord. So let them be ungrateful to what we have given them, and say to them, enjoy yourselves for a while, for you shall soon come to know the consequence of ungratefulness on the day of judgment. Or have we sent down to them an angel with authority so that he speaks positively of the idols that they associate with him? When we make the people taste the mercy and material blessings, they rejoice in it. But if they are inflicted with an ill fortune, because of what their hands have brought forth, lo, they owe hope in our mercy. Do not they see that Allah expands and straightens the sustenance for whomsoever He pleases? Surely in these are signs for the people who believe. O Muhammad, give to the near of kin his due, and also to the needy and the stranded traveler. This giving of charity is also better for those who hope for Allah's pleasure, and they are the ones who are successful. Whatever you have given in loan for receiving interest, so that it may increase in people's wealth, it shall not increase with Allah. And whatever you have given in charity, hoping for Allah's pleasure, these people shall get manifold reward with Allah. Allah is one who created you, then provided for you, then He causes you to die, and then He brings you back to life. Is there any of your idols whom you associate with me, who does anything of it? Glory be to Him. He is exalted above what they associate with Him. Calamities and disasters appear in the land and the sea because of what the people's hands have wrought as polytheism and sins. Allah allows such disasters to occur so that He may make them taste the consequences of some of their doings, with the hope that they may turn away from their sins. Say, travel on the earth and observe what the end of those nations was that came before you. Most of them were polytheists. So set yourself fully for the upright religion of Islam before there comes from Allah the day which cannot be averted. On that day they shall be separated into two groups, the dwellers of paradise and the dwellers of hell. Whosoever disbelieves, on him shall be the consequence of his disbelief. And whosoever does a good deed, they prepare the reward for themselves. Allah shall separate them into two groups, so that He may, out of His grace, reward those who believe and do good. He surely does not love the unbelievers. One of His signs is that He sends forth the winds, 1, bearing good news of the rain, 2, and so that He may make you taste of His mercy, like fertilizing the pollens in the plants, etc. 3, so that ships may run by His command. 4, and so that you may seek of His other blessings. 5, and so that you may be grateful to Him. Gratefulness means thanking God as well as using His blessings for legitimate purposes. We certainly sent before you messengers to their people, and they came to them with clear proofs of their claim. But alas, not all of them accepted the message. So we avenged those who transgressed by rejecting the message, and we supported the faithful ones because it was incumbent upon us to help the believers. Allah is He who sends the winds so that they raise a cloud. Then He spreads it around the sky as He pleases, and then He breaks them into various sections until you see the rain coming forth from inside it. Then, when He makes it fall upon whomsoever He pleases of His servants, lo, they are joyful. Though they were, before the rain was sent down upon them, in utter despair. So look at the signs of Allah's mercy and see how He revives the earth after its death. He surely is one who raises the dead back to life, and He has power over all things. And if we send a chilling wind that would destroy their crops, they see it to be yellow and dangerous, and they would, after that previous joy, certainly become ungrateful. O Muhammad, do not worry and grieve on such people who change their faith by the changing of winds, because neither you can make the dead to hear, nor can you make the deaf to hear the call when they turn back and flee. Nor can you lead the blind out of their error. You cannot make anyone hear you except those who believe in our verses and they submit. Allah is He who created you in the state of weakness in your infancy. Then He bestowed strength to you after weakness in youth and mature age, and then He made you weak and old after strength. He creates whatever He pleases, and He is the all-knowing, the powerful. On the day when the hour of resurrection shall come, the guilty people shall swear that they did not tarry after death but for an hour. This miscalculation is an example of how they were turned away from the truth in this world. Those who are blessed with knowledge and faith will say to the guilty people, "You surely tarried, according to Allah's knowledge, until the day of resurrection. So this is the day of resurrection, but you did not care to know and believe in it." On that day of judgment, the excuses of those who were unjust will not benefit them, nor shall they be granted any hearing. Certainly, we have set forth for people every kind of parable in this Quran. But if you, O Muhammad, come to them with a verse, those who disbelieve would certainly say, "You are nothing but false claimants." This is how Allah puts a seal on the minds of those who do not care to know. So, O Muhammad, be patient in the face of their rejection. Surely Allah's promise of help and ultimate victory is true, and do not let those who have no certainty degrade you. Chapter 31. Luqman. Luqman. Alif Lam Mim. These are the verses of the wise book, sent down as guidance and mercy for the good doers. Those who perform the ritual prayer give the alms, and they are sure about the life in the hereafter. These are on the path of guidance that has come from their Lord, and these are the truly successful people. But there are some people, such as An-Nadr bin al-Harith, who take entertaining stories from non-divine sources and spread them in order to mislead others from the path of Allah, i.e. the Quran, without knowledge, and to take it as an object of mockery. They shall have an abasing chastisement. And when our verses are recited to him, he turns away arrogantly, as if he had not heard them at all, as if in his ears was a heaviness. Therefore, warn him of a painful chastisement. As for those who believe and do good deeds, they shall indeed have gardens of bliss, abiding in them. This is a true promise of Allah, and He is the powerful, the wise. The powerful and wise God has created the heavens as you yourself can see, without any pillar. He has placed mountains on the earth lest it should shake with you, and He has spread on it every kind of animal. And we sent down water from the clouds, and then planted every productive pair of vegetation in it. Prophet Muhammad then said, "This is Allah's creation, so show me what those idols other than Him have created." Nothing! The unjust people are in obvious error. We have certainly blessed Luqman with wisdom, and we said to him, "Be grateful to Allah, and whosoever thanks Allah, he actually is thanking for his own sake, and whosoever is ungrateful, then he should know that Allah is free from need and the praised." And remember when Luqman said to his son while he was advising him, "O my son, do not associate anything or anyone with Allah, because surely polytheism is a great sin." And we have enjoined the human being concerning his parents, especially the mother. He should realize that his mother bore him with weakness upon weakness, and then after the birth his weaning will be in 2 years. Be grateful to me and to both your parents. Be mindful of this command, and always remember that to me is the eventual destination. Is there a limit to obeying the parents? But if they insist upon you that you should associate with me something of which you have no knowledge, then do not obey them. However, keep good company with them in this world, and follow the way of one who turns to me, and not the way of your unbelieving parents. Then to me shall be your return, and then I shall inform you as to what you were doing. O my son, remember that whatever you do, good or evil, even if it is the weight of the grain of mustard seed, no matter if it is inside a hard rock or high up in the heaven or deep down in the earth, Allah will bring it forth for judgment. Verily, Allah is the kind, the aware. O my son, perform the ritual prayer, command the good, forbid the evil, and patiently bear whatever befalls you in the way of Allah. Verily, that virtue of patience is from matters of very great resolve. Do not turn your face away from the people in contempt, nor should you walk on the earth arrogantly. Surely Allah does not love any deceitful and boasting person. You should be moderate in the way you walk and lower your voice, for surely the most disgusting of voices is braying of the ass. The statement of Prophet Muhammad in verse 11 continues in the following verses. Do you not see that Allah has made whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth subservient to you, i.e., for your sake? And He has fully and amply bestowed upon you His blessings, outwardly like the 5 senses and the sustenance, as well as inwardly like mind and intelligence. Among the people is he who disputes in respect of Allah, though he has no knowledge, nor guidance, nor an enlightening, revealed book. And when it is said to them, "Follow what Allah has revealed," they say, "No, we follow the religion on which we have found our fathers." What? They follow their fathers even if the shaitan calls them to the chastisement of the burning fire. Whosoever submits himself to Allah, and he is a good doer, he has indeed got hold of the firmest means of reliance that will take him to the bliss of paradise, and the end of all affairs is to Allah. And whosoever disbelieves, let not his disbelief grieve you, O Muhammad. To us shall be their return, then we shall inform them of what they had done. Verily Allah is aware of what is in the hearts. As for their state in this world, we give them a chance to enjoy a little, then we will push them towards severe chastisement. If you ask them who has created the heavens and the earth, they will surely say Allah. They will acknowledge Him based on their innate nature. Therefore, O Muhammad, proclaim, all praise is due to Allah. Alas, most of them do not want to know the reality of their innate nature. To Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and the earth. Indeed, Allah is free from need, the praised. If all the trees in the earth become pens and the existing seas, supported by 7 more seas, become ink, the pens and the ink will be consumed, yet the words of Allah will not come to an end. Verily, Allah is mighty, wise. Do not be surprised by how Allah will raise the dead back to life for the day of judgment. Neither your creation nor your resurrection is difficult for Allah. It is nothing but like the creation and resurrection of a single soul. Allah is indeed hearing, seeing. He who created in the first place can easily resurrect the second time. Similarly, one who created a single soul can easily resurrect the multitude. Do not you see that Allah makes the night to enter into the day, and makes the day to enter into the night? There is never any delay or interruption in their alternation, because it is He who has made the sun and the moon subservient to His plan. Both the celestial bodies float till an appointed time, the end of this world. Allah, who is so perfect in the planning of such magnitude, is indeed aware of what you do, and so the process of judgment will not be a problem for Him at all. This is so because Allah is the truth, whereas the idol that you call upon besides Him is indeed the falsehood, and verily Allah is the high and above all the imperfections, the great who has power over all things. Do not you observe the ships that float in the sea by the grace of Allah, so that He may show you some of His signs? Verily there are signs in this for every believer who is patient in the face of difficulties and grateful for the blessings of God. The cognizance of God is ingrained in humans. Whenever high waves like dark clouds cover them, they call upon Allah for help, being sincere to Him in the faith based on their innate nature. But when He brings them safely to the land, some of them stay on the straight path while others stray away, and no one denies our signs except every disloyal and ungrateful person. O people, guard yourself against displeasing your Lord, and fear the day of judgment when a father shall not make any sacrifice for his child, nor shall the child be the sacrifice for his father. Verily the promise of Allah about the day of judgment is true. Therefore, do not let this worldly life deceive you, and also form of the shaitan and his soldiers deceive you about Allah. Verily, Allah has with Himself the knowledge of 1. The hour of resurrection, 2. He sends down the rain, and 3. He knows what is in the wombs. Whereas the human being neither knows what he shall earn the next day, nor he knows in what land he shall die. Allah is indeed knowing, aware. Chapter 32. The Prostration. As-Sajda. Alif Lam Mim. This Quran is the revelation of the book, in which there is no doubt that it is from the Lord of the universe. What? Do they say that he, Muhammad, has forged the Quran? No, not at all. It is the truth from your Lord, so that you, O Muhammad, may warn a people, i.e., the Quraysh, to whom no warner prophet had come before you, with the hope that they may follow the guidance. Allah is one who has created the heavens and the earth and whatever is between them in 6 periods of time. He then sat down upon the throne and managed the universe. You do not have besides Him any guardian or any intercessor. Do not you then understand? Allah does not only create, but He also regulates the affair from the heaven to the earth. Then all issues will ascend to Him on the day of judgment, whose time span is 1,000 years of what you count in this world. This God is the knower of the unseen and the seen, the mighty, the merciful. God is one who has perfected everything that He has created, and He began the creation of the first human being from dust. And then He made His progeny from an extract of the humble water drop, i.e., the sperm. Then he made him, i.e., his body, complete and breathed into him of his spirit, and lo, he became alive. And he made for you the ears and the eyes and other senses to perceive the material world and the minds, to analyze and formulate conclusions. But seldom do you thank God for such precious blessings. And they, the unbelievers, say, "What? When we have decayed after our death, and the remnants of our body are lost in the vastness of the earth, shall we then indeed be resurrected in a new creation?" They certainly disbelieve in meeting their Lord on the day of judgment. O Muhammad, say to them, "The angel of death, who has been made in charge of you, shall cause you to die by extracting your souls from your body. Only your bodies will decay, but your souls will stay intact, and then be placed into your bodies after the resurrection. Then to your Lord you shall be returned." O Muhammad, if only you could see when the guilty people who presently deny the resurrection shall hang down their heads before their Lord on the day of judgment. In that state they will pray, "Our Lord, we have seen and we have heard the truth of resurrection. Therefore, send us back so that we may do good deeds. Now we are indeed sure about the resurrection." If we had wished, we would certainly have forcefully given every soul its guidance and then admitted everyone into paradise. But that would go against the test and trial that each person must go through in this world. However, the declaration that had gone forth from me is the truth. I shall certainly fill the hell with the jinn and humans together who follow the Satan by their own choice. In response to the guilty people's plea mentioned earlier, Allah will say, "So taste the punishment because you knowingly ignored the meeting of this day of yours. We certainly forsake you. So now taste the everlasting chastisement for the evil that you were doing." Verily, the only one who truly believes in our verses are those who, when they are reminded of those verses, fall down in prostration, sing the praise of their Lord, and they do not act arrogantly. They withdraw their sides away from the beds for night vigil. They call upon their Lord in the state of fear as well as hope, and they give in charity out of what we have given them. So no soul from the practicing believers comprehends what is reserved for them from among the delight of the eye as a reward for the good that they were doing in this world. Can a person who is a practicing believer, e.g. Ali bin Abi Talib, be like a person who is a sinner, e.g. Walid bin Uqba? Of course, they cannot be equal. As for those who believe and do good deeds, the gardens are their abiding place as a hospitality for what they were doing in this world. But for those who commit grave sins, their abode shall be the hellfire. Whenever they intend to come out of it, they shall be pushed back into it, and it shall be announced to them, "Taste the chastisement of the fire which you used to deny." Surely we shall make them taste the present lighter chastisement in this world before the greater chastisement in the hereafter. Hopefully they may return to my path. Who can be more unjust than the person who was reminded of the signs of his Lord? Still, he decided to ignore it. We shall certainly take revenge from the guilty people. We indeed gave the book the Torah to Musa, just as we gave the Quran to you, so do not be in doubt concerning meeting him, i.e. God, on the day of judgment. And we made it the Torah, a guidance for the children of Israel. And we made among them leaders, imams, to guide them by our command, since they were patient and were sure about our signs. On the day of resurrection, surely your Lord will judge between them, the people, concerning the issues wherein they were disputing with one another in this world. Does not the fact that we destroyed many generations before them, in whose abodes they go about, guide them to the right path? Most surely there are signs in this destruction of the past. Do not they hear about the stories of the past nations? Do not they see that? We drive the water through the clouds to a land that has no vegetation. Then we bring forth thereby the crops of which their cattle, and they themselves eat? Do not they see our power and blessings? They say, "When will this day of judgment take place, if you are truthful?" Say, O Muhammad, on the day of judgment the faith of those who disbelieve will be of no use, nor will they be given respite. Therefore turn away from them and wait for the day of judgment. Surely they are also waiting even though they do not realize it. Chapter 3. The Combined Forces. Al-Ahzab. O the Prophet, fear from displeasing Allah and do not comply with the proposal of the unbelievers and the hypocrites. Surely Allah is knowing, wise. And follow what is being revealed unto you from your Lord. Surely Allah is well aware of what you are doing. And put your trust in Allah. Verily Allah is sufficient as a protector. Allah has not made for any man two hearts within him. So a Muslim cannot combine monotheism and polytheism within himself. He cannot say that worshiping Allah is the truth and worshiping an idol is also acceptable. And He has not made your wives, whose backs you liken to the backs of your mothers, as your mothers, and so your words have no effect in your marriage relationship. Nor has He, Allah, made those adopted sons whom you assert to be your sons, your real sons. These are just the words of your mouths that do not change the fact that an adopted child is not a real child. Allah speaks the truth, and He guides you to the right way. Call them by the names of their true fathers. That is more justifiable in the eyes of Allah. However, if you do not know their fathers, then know that they are your brethren in faith and your friends, and so call them as brethren in faith or friends. And there is no blame upon you in case that you made a mistake by calling them by their adopted family names. Of course, in case your hearts was purposely bent upon calling them by their adopted family names, then you would be accountable. Allah is forgiving, merciful. The Prophet Muhammad has a greater claim and authority on the believers than they have upon themselves, and his wives are to be considered as their mothers. Those who are related by blood have a prior right over one another in the Book of Allah in the matter of inheritance, compared to the believers and the immigrants who are related to you by faith only. Of course, the latter can get something. And remember, O Muhammad, when we made a covenant with all the prophets, and in particular with you, and with Nuh, Ibrahim, Musa, and Isa, son of Maryam, we indeed made with them a strong covenant, so that He may ask the truthful ones concerning the truth of the prophet's task, and reward them accordingly. And as for the unbelievers, He has prepared a painful chastisement for them. The help of Allah in Khandaq. O you who believe, remember the favor of Allah upon you, when combined armies of the enemies came down upon you, when we sent against them a strong wind and armies of the angels that you as well as them could not see. Of course, Allah can see what you do. The reaction of the hypocrites. Remember when they came upon you from two sides. The Jewish tribes came from above you, i.e., east of Medina, and the Quraysh came from below you, i.e., west of Medina. At that time fear overtook you when, as if your eyes turned dull and hearts rose up to the throats, and the hypocrites and weak believers among you began to think evil thoughts of Allah and His promise. There the believers were indeed tried, and they were shaken with severe shaking. The time of the test came when the hypocrites and those in whose hearts was a disease, i.e., the weak Muslims, started saying, Allah and His Messenger did not promise us victory but to deceive us. And then a group from them started discouraging the Muslims by saying, O people of Yathrib Medina, there is no place for you to stand here against such a formidable enemy, therefore go back. And another group of them asked the Prophet ﷺ for permission to return by saying, Our houses are indeed exposed and unprotected. Their houses were never exposed. They only desired to flee from the battle. If an entry were made upon their houses from their various directions, and then they were asked by the enemy to renounce the faith, they would certainly have done it, and they would not stay firm in it but a little while only, just long enough for the enemy to demand and for them to respond. This is in spite of the fact that they had certainly made a covenant with Allah before, that they would not turn their backs to the jihad, and Allah's covenant shall be inquired of on the day of judgment. O Muhammad, say, fleeing from jihad will be of no good to you if you are fleeing from the decreed death or slaughter, and in that case, You will not enjoy the life except a little while only. Say, who can protect you from Allah if He intends to harm you or to show mercy towards you? And they shall find for themselves no guardian or helper other than Allah. Verily, Allah knows those hypocrites among you who divert others away from jihad, and those who say to their brethren, "Come to us." Even if they show up, they do not come to fight, but for a little while, being miserly in sacrificing their lives for you. When fear, e.g., enemy forces, comes, you will see them looking at you, their eyes rolling like one swooning because of death. But when the fear is gone, they smite you with sharp tongues, being vehemently desirous of the good things that you confiscated from the enemy. These people have not believed. Therefore Allah had made their deeds null and void, and this is indeed easy for Allah. Even after Allah's help, when the allied forces of the enemy were forced to retreat, they, the hypocrites, thought that the allies had not yet gone away. And if the allies should come again, they would like to be in the deserts with the Bedouins asking for news about you, whether you were defeated or became victorious. And if they were among you, they would not fight but for a while only. The reaction of the believers. Certainly there is for you in the Messenger of Allah an excellent exemplar to follow. However, the status of a true follower is only for one who longs to meet Allah on the last day and who remembers Allah often. When the believers saw the allied forces, they said, "This is what Allah and His Messenger had promised us, and verily Allah and His materialization of this promise only increased them in faith and submission to Allah and His Messenger." Among the believers are men who are true to the covenant that they had made with Allah. So among them is one who has fulfilled his vow of standing steadfast till death, and among them is one who still waits for the fulfillment of his vow, and unlike the hypocrites, they have not changed in the least in their steadfastness. The contrast that has been shown in the above verses is so that Allah may reward the truthful, the believers, for their truth, in staying by their covenant, and so that He may punish the hypocrites if He pleases, or He may turn to them with mercy if they reform themselves and repent. Surely Allah is forgiving, merciful. The conclusion of Khandaq. Allah turned back the unbelievers in their rage. They did not obtain any advantage over the Prophet and the Muslims. And Allah spared the believers the trouble of fighting through 1. Strong wind, 2. The unseen force of angels, and 3. Defeat of the bravest enemy fighter, Amr ibn Abd Wud, at the hand of Ali bin Abi Talib. And Allah is strong, mighty. And He brought down those people of the book, the Jewish tribe of Bani Qurayza, who had backed the polytheists of Mecca from their fortresses and cast awe into their hearts. Some of them you have killed, and some you have taken prisoner. And He made you heirs to their land, their dwellings, their property, and a land that you had not trodden upon. Verily Allah has power over all things. O the Prophet, say to your wives, "If you desire this world's life and its beauty, then come, I will give you a provision, and I will release you from marriage ties in an amicable divorce. But if you desire Allah, His Messenger, and the latter abode, then be assured that Allah has prepared for the good doers among you a great reward." The choice given to them was between the luxuries of this life with an amicable divorce and the hardship of this life with the Prophet. The latter choice has its special reward with Allah only if they become good in their behavior. This condition is further emphasized in the following verse. O wives of the Prophet, whoever among you commits an open indecency, like verbally abusing the Prophet or backbiting and other similar sins, the punishment for her shall be increased doubly, and this is indeed easy for Allah, because the marriage with the Prophet without righteousness has no grace in it.